Tonight, the air felt different, cooler, softer, filled with the quiet scent of autumn leaves resting gently along the streets. The evening sky was painted in warm shades of gold and amber, as if the day itself was slowly learning how to let go. Along a narrow park pathway, leaves covered the ground like a soft golden carpet, and somewhere between the fading light and the first quiet stars, two people were about to meet. Emily loved autumn evenings. They made everything feel calmer, slower, more honest. There was something about falling leaves that reminded her that change did not always have to be frightening. Sometimes, change could be beautiful. She walked slowly along the familiar path she had followed many evenings before. The trees above her whispered softly as the wind moved through their branches. Each step she took made a quiet sound against the leaves beneath her feet. It was peaceful here, predictable, safe, until she noticed him. He was standing near the old wooden bench beneath the largest tree in the park, looking up into the branches as if he were listening to something invisible. Emily slowed her steps, not because she felt afraid, but because something about him felt unexpectedly familiar, as if she had seen him before, or perhaps as if she had been meant to. He turned slightly, and their eyes met, just for a moment. But sometimes, one moment is enough to begin a story. He smiled first, not a confident smile, not a rehearsed one, just a quiet, honest smile. "Good evening," he said gently. Emily returned the smile. "Good evening." Neither of them hurried away, which surprised them both. Most strangers pass each other quickly, without stopping, without noticing. But something about this evening felt different. The wind moved again through the trees above them. A few golden leaves drifted slowly between them. "It's beautiful tonight," he said. Emily looked up at the branches. "Yes, autumn always feels like this." He stepped closer to the path beside her. "I come here sometimes after work." "So do I," she answered softly. They both laughed quietly, not because it was funny, but because it felt strangely comforting, as if the park itself had been waiting for this moment. "I'm Daniel," he said. "Emily." He repeated her name slowly. "Emily?" As if it belonged to the evening itself, they began walking together without deciding to, without planning to, just naturally, side by side along the golden path beneath the whispering trees. For a while, neither of them spoke, but the silence felt warm, easy, like something already shared. The park lights began glowing softly along the pathway, each one lighting their steps forward a little more clearly. "I think autumn is my favorite season," Daniel said after a moment. Emily smiled. "Mine too." "What do you like about it?" She thought carefully. "The way everything slows down." He nodded. "Yes, it feels honest somehow." They walked past the small wooden bridge that crossed the quiet stream. Water moved slowly beneath it, reflecting the soft evening sky. Emily rested her hand briefly against the bridge railing. "I used to walk here a lot when I needed to think." Daniel looked at her gently. "And did it help?" She smiled. "Sometimes thinking isn't what helps. What does? Walking beside someone." The word surprised her slightly, but Daniel didn't look surprised at all. He simply smiled. "I'm glad I walked here tonight." Emily looked ahead at the path covered with golden leaves. "So am I." Above them, the branches moved softly again, and somewhere inside the quiet evening, something small and beautiful began to grow between them. Not quickly, not loudly, just gently, like autumn itself. They continued walking slowly along the quiet autumn path. The sound of leaves beneath their steps felt softer now, as if the evening itself was listening to them. A gentle breeze moved through the trees again. Golden leaves floated slowly through the air around them. Emily watched one leaf land quietly near her shoes. "I used to think autumn felt lonely," she said softly. Daniel looked at her with curiosity. "And now?" She smiled a little. "Now it feels peaceful." They walked a few more steps together. The park seemed different now, warmer somehow, as if the silence between them was no longer empty, but shared. "I moved here last year," Daniel said after a moment. Emily looked at him. "Do you like it here?" He nodded slowly. "I think I was meant to come here." She smiled gently. "Sometimes places find us before people do." Daniel looked at her again. "And sometimes people find us when we least expect them." Emily felt something warm move quietly through her heart. Not sudden, not overwhelming, just calm, certain. They reached another part of the path where the trees stood closer together. Their branches formed a soft golden tunnel above them. The evening light filtered gently through the leaves. Everything felt quieter there, more private, more real. Daniel slowed his steps. "There's something I like about this place," he said quietly. "What is it?" He looked up at the branches above them. "It feels like time moves differently here." Emily smiled. "Yes, I feel that too." They stopped walking for a moment, just stood together beneath the falling leaves. Neither of them felt the need to hurry. Sometimes, being still together is more important than going anywhere. A soft wind passed between them again. A few leaves brushed gently against Emily's coat. Daniel reached out instinctively and carefully moved one leaf from her shoulder. His hand paused for a moment longer than necessary. Neither of them stepped back. Neither of them spoke. The quiet between them felt safe, warm, like something already known. "I'm glad we met tonight," Daniel said softly. Emily looked at him. "So am I." They began walking again, slower now, as if they both understood that this evening was becoming something they would remember. Ahead of them stood a small wooden bench beneath the oldest tree in the park. Daniel stopped there. "This is my favorite place," he said gently. Emily looked around. The leaves above them glowed softly in the last light of evening. "It's beautiful," she whispered. They sat down together, close enough to feel the quiet warmth between them. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Sometimes silence is where the most important things begin. Above them, the sky had turned deeper blue. The first stars were beginning to appear. Daniel looked up. "Do you ever feel like some evenings are meant to change something?" Emily followed his gaze. "Yes, like they're waiting for us." He smiled gently. "I think tonight was one of those evenings." Emily felt her heart move softly inside her chest. Not quickly, not nervously, just quietly certain. She turned toward him. "I think so too." Another leaf drifted slowly between them. Daniel reached for her hand carefully. Not suddenly, not unsure, just gently, as if the moment itself had already decided. Emily didn't pull away. Her fingers rested softly in his. Warm, natural, right. They sat there together beneath the autumn leaves, watching the first stars appear above the quiet park. And somewhere between falling leaves and the deepening night, two strangers who had simply chosen the same evening path became something more. Not loudly, not suddenly, just gently, like autumn itself. And long after the leaves had finished falling that night, they both knew. They would remember this walk together beneath the golden trees for the rest of their lives.